Hey, what's going on YouTube? Pierre here. I'm back with another video. Now, on the last video, I talked about just having a growth mindset and cultivating your mind so that you can grow. And in this video, I really wanted to talk about just growing in the dark and what that truly means. And I like to call it the secret place because that's when all the, I don't want to say magic, but all the good stuff happens. And when I mention dark and growing in the dark, I'm not mentioning anything bad. Think of it as when a boxer is going into training those 8 to 12 weeks before the fight, they're locked in, right? You might see them before they start training get a little of their weight back and not be in fighting shape how you saw them from the last fight. You know, they take their, I wouldn't say a break, but when they get out of that camp, they're kind of tone the training back. But when they go into their next fight, they ramp it up again. They go in the dark, quote unquote, and that's like they're getting into that warrior mentality so that they can go and fight. And that's what it takes to get to the next level. That's what you have to tap into. And it's really you sitting with yourself. It's really you honing in to what you need to do and focusing in and saying, all right, this is it's just me. I'm cutting out, when I mentioned this in the last video as well, you're cutting out any distractions. You're checking your environment, you're taking inventory, and whatever is not serving you and helping you grow, it's done. You gotta let it go. So you're just sitting with yourself and you're sharpening your tools and understanding that wherever you're trying to get to, you gotta continue to push forward. I remember I was on a call one time and it was a, I wouldn't say it was a coaching call, but it was about maybe 10 to 15 people on the call. And the coach, he's a well-known coach. He's a speaker, he's an author as well. He has a few businesses and he goes in and speaks to NFL teams and college teams and different teams of that nature. And he said on the call, he said, you can't be where you are and jump to where we are. He said, you have to be where you are and take the steps to get where you're going. So that really stuck with me because a lot of times we try to skip the steps and we try to overpass and skip over the real work. And that's you sitting with yourself, doing the work so that you can figure out, where do I go from here? Okay, how do I get from point A to point B, from point B to point C, from point C to point D, and keep it going. So I said all that to say this: don't try to skip the steps, do the work in the dark, and understand that it might be 2 months, it might be 6 months, it might be a year before anything happens. But that doesn't mean, it might be longer than a year, but that doesn't mean you throw in the towel and quit. Just keep doing the work and just keep getting better. And that quote that he said, that he mentioned on that call, it stuck with me. I knew it, but to be in that moment and to really take it in and understand, like, yeah, it's because I was a little bit younger at the time, and a lot of times when you're younger, you do try to skip steps, because you want the success so fast. You want to get from point A to point B so fast that you really don't even think about, okay, like this is going to take some time. Everybody had to start somewhere, and where you see that person at, that's not where they were when they first began, and we got to understand that and really take that into consideration and not compare your life to someone else's life, and because comparison is the thief of joy. And so I didn't want to make this too long. I want to keep these within at least 5 to 7 minutes. So really just take that in and understand. Again, go ahead and do the work in the dark. That don't forget to never stop sharpening your tools. Hang in there. Um, have some resiliency. Persevere through it all, and understand. Have some patience and understand. when you do the work in the dark, eventually you're going to shine in the light. It's only a matter of time. And your time is coming. It's in an appointed time. And so just keep working. All right, I'm Pierre. If you find this message valuable, please share it with 3 to 5 people. Like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and bring 3 to 5 people along with you next time when you're watching these videos. Again, I'm Pierre Harris. God bless y'all. That's my time. Didn't mean to hold you. Peace.